OMG BBG! Welcome back to another BBG Talks episode.
Yeah, today we're going to talk more about Beyblade Burst Season 7 anime. The QuadStrike opening theme is finally out. That was like a week and a half ago.
So hopefully this gives you a chance to go see it if you already haven't. We wanted to make sure that, a decent amount of people actually watched that teaser and know what it's all about. So yeah, we have really good news. I mean, like, all of the best characters are coming back. All of those characters that we haven't seen in years, they are finally making that comeback, their reappearance into the series. So that is the biggest selling point about QuadStrike anime.
Yeah, there's just so much going on with Beyblade recently. There's, of course, the Season 7 QuadStrike anime from Hasbro. And then don't forget about Takara Tomi's announcement for Gen 4 in March. So that's going to be a whole different ball game. But yeah, like, Season 7 anime, Beyblade Burst QuadStrike, looks crazy. We have Ken coming back.
Yep, we were just talking about that, right? Like, in our unboxing, we're like, oh, hopefully this guy comes back, and then bam, after we filmed it, like the day after, they dropped this teaser, and then, yeah, Ken's back. So the main topic for this BBG Talks is about the characters. Which character are you looking forward to the most? Ken is awesome, obviously, we talk about Ken all the time, but I think my favorite is actually just seeing Xhaka or Xander come back.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen that guy since Evolution.
Yeah, if you look at just a screenshot of all the characters revealed in the anime or in the opening theme trailer video, it just looks like all the BU releases we got from Takara Tomy, like, they're pretty much all coming in.
Yeah.
Like, you see Drum, Aiga, right? So I'm glad, like, Zesachilles is going to show up in the anime. Well, not like the Takara Tomy Zesachilles, but it just looks like all the BU releases, all their characters just re-entered the anime.
I'm very curious to know what the whole ranking system will be like. Will there be a bunch of emphasis on that? Or is this really going to just focus on Quadra and it won't talk about, like, the world of Beyblade too much, Like, is Vault still world number 1 type of thing, right? Or is, Aiga, since he's back in the anime, does he rank higher?
Like, right? The storyline, the plot,
yeah,
what
exactly.
Is that going to be?
Is Xhaka still one of the best bladers around, or has he fallen off, right?
It's like, why did Ken come back randomly,
He moved back to town, Or maybe everyone goes on an adventure and then ends up, like, somewhere with Ken, closer to where Ken lives, right?
Yeah.
But all we know is essentially in the show, he moved to a different city.
And then another thing is, too, now that we see the characters come in, we haven't actually seen too many new characters that are, like, Hasbro exclusive. So are we going to see Basilisk come in,
Oh, like
or
that big.
Yeah, or like Poseidon, like, are they just irrelevant?
Yeah.
Because I thought this, if this was a Hasbro focused anime, then we should be seeing all the Hasbro exclusive and new characters coming in. But that's not the case so far, so maybe that'll be the case later when more gets revealed. But so far, we're just seeing reoccurring characters from, like, previous, except for Quadra and Quadra's brother, I guess.
Yeah. And it has been confirmed, once you watch the teaser, that everyone will be using Hasbro iterations of their base. So, no real Ultimate Valkyrie, right? You won't get, like, an actual Chain Kirbyus, Zyphoid Excalibur, and all that. It is the Hasbro versions. So that it was another shocking piece of the teaser. And, I don't know, like, they look okay in the teaser, you know what I mean? I guess when it's animated, like, any bait can look decent.
Yeah.
But very curious to know how they're going to integrate the armor tip and all that stuff, right? Like, is that the gimmick for the season? Like, that's the upgrade from DB Beys, right? Like, in the show, they're like, oh, like, they got smaller, right? Like, they have high mode and all that stuff. Like, it's supposed to be an original design by Bell. And so now, who designed this new version of the Beys?
Yeah.
Right?
Another confusing part is that, like, with all the gimmicks and features being taken away, in the anime previously, we have seen them talk about, like, oh, like, my Bey has, like, this feature where I can change modes, high, like, things like that. Like, now we only have high mode, low mode, and, your Zesachilles doesn't even have 48 modes, so, like, are they gonna even mention anything similar to that? Like, or their special moves just gonna be, pulled out of the hat,
True.
Pretty much.
The technical stuff in the anime has always been kind of, like, put on the back burner a little bit. Like, they never mentioned, like, too much detail, like,
especially in the English dub too. Like, they took away a lot of those, like, verbiage.
Of
like all the features.
Like they say something completely different. In the Japanese dub, they were like, oh, like, he's switching modes now or something like that. The English version would be like, yo, let's go.
Yeah,
or like something totally different.
Cool movie got there or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see Hasbro's take on this whole anime and how they're gonna add things or change things. But so far, all the previous characters are coming back, so that's exciting. what do you guys think about that? Is it a bad thing?
Yeah, there's like a few people out there that actually prefer the refresh. Like they don't want to see these characters again, and there's a ton that do want to see these characters come back. So a bit of a toss up, but I think majority of people want to see people like Xander and Ken come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know that the anime, they're gonna talk a lot about the elemental powers.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the opening theme, you heard the lightning, water, fire, right?
It's like we're talking about like Last Airbender or something.
So yeah, it's definitely gonna be something about like exploring those powers, and they're like gaining some sort of ability, right?
Possibly,
So, yeah.
Yep, so that is the opening theme teaser that came out about 2 weeks ago. Hopefully you guys had a chance to go look at it. Go watch it right now if you haven't. But yeah, 2 things confirmed. Some of our favorite characters from previous seasons are coming back. And then number 2, they are using Hasbro Beys. So let's see how that goes. But let's jump into some comments now, because we did quite a few Hasbro videos recently. And so a lot of you guys basically sounded off in the comments, giving your opinion and your reactions to those unboxings, and is kind of juicy. I mean, there's a lot of hate going on in the comments.
What is it?
I mean, I tried to pick some that are like decent, not just like straight like, yo, F this or whatever, you know what I mean? But anyways, let's get into it. So this was the unboxing where we did the Thunder Edge battle set. Strato Abyss 3187 says that the stadium seems pretty legit. I still don't know how I feel about Hasbro spearheading an entire season of the anime. It was cool seeing Magma, Ifrit, and DB because of the whole Hasbro exclusive thing and the collab between the 2 worlds. But now it's just going to be all Hasbro. Little iffy there. So yeah, this person already talked about how they're not too sure about the entire Hasbro-led anime. That's what we're asking you guys now, and yeah, they're a little iffy on all that already.
I think everybody is a little bit iffy, because I think part of the beauty of the Takara Tomy Beys in the anime is like everything like coexists like so seamlessly.
Yeah.
Like you actually have a lot of the features that works in real life and stuff.
Yeah.
So now with the anime being closely associated with the Hasbro Beys and being Hasbro having like no gimmicks and stuff like that, it's like, how are they gonna even incorporate that stuff?
How are they gonna make it cool?
Yeah.
Basically.
How are they gonna have like the plot and the Beys actually like, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what Takara Tomy and like the producers over in Japan did really well, was that crazy gimmicks and abilities like Barricade Lucifer or Variant Lucifer, a barrier going around that surrounds the bay that seems so far-fetched, like it shouldn't be a thing that becomes a real-life toy, did become a real-life product.
Yeah.
Even though it was crappy, but they're like, yo, we already showed it in the anime, we have to produce it in real life. And so they stuck to their guns, right? And they actually did it.
And so now if they're forcing themselves to do it based on the like Hasbro goods, then in that case, are they gonna just rip off like none of those features in the anime, and they're just gonna talk about like nothing?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, so they're gonna be talking about Hasbro exclusive features, which is like armor tip and stuff, right? So
like Excalibur, for example, you won't even see the sword come out.
Exactly.
Or are they gonna include that in the anime? Like, who knows?
Like everyone's special ability is just taking armor tip on and off. Mode. That's it, basically. So they all have the same features.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. If that's the case, then that would be really sad.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like, I think they'll definitely focus more on Quadra and like those elemental things. Like they're not going to talk about the Beys themselves that much, in my opinion.
So maybe more fantasy. Maybe that's a good thing.
I always did want the anime series to go into a more fantasy like direction, but sacrificing the quality of the Beys is not the way to do it though. Either way, even though the show might bomb or whatever, it's still very positive to have a new anime for Beyblade Burst. So, but yeah, Shadow Abyss mentioned this 13 days ago, according to my screenshot here of his comment, which was like before the teaser dropped. Now that the teaser dropped, Strato Abyss, if you are watching this, I want to know if your opinion has changed at all, or are you still iffy, or have you been convinced now that it's gonna be crap because it's Hasbro Beys exclusive? Next comment, this was on our Zeal Achilles unboxing, and this one's definitely a little bit more negative. It was just funny. It was one of our top comments. So the question is, how much care do you want your Beys to have? Hasbro responds with, no. Just no. No care.
Well,
That's it.
They care about their own thing.
So clearly, Red Czar here does not like the direction that Hasbro went with their products. They're disappointed with the you know, the bays that we got. And,
we can tell by the amount of people like commenting on those videos, those unboxings, right?
Yes, sir.
And the views that they're getting, and the attention that it deserves and don't deserve.
Yep.
So
people
we feel you. We feel you.
Some people are just not feeling it, right? I think the best thing that we unboxed so far was definitely the Thunder Edge Bay Stadium.
Yeah.
Right? Everything
Hasbro
else though
always
was
do
like,
good stuff with stadiums.
Yeah,
like, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can totally tell when like we unbox a Basilisk and it's like no one cares about it.
Yeah.
Versus a Zest Achilles, everyone's jumping on that, right?
Yeah,
It's like
word.
different. It's a huge difference. But yeah, that's just the way it is, I guess. After the whole Hasbro anime comes out, maybe at that point people will revisit and they will like actually care about it. Right?
It's true.
It really depends. Alright, so shifting gears over to the previous BBG talks where we talked about the 4th gen Sega for Beyblade, which is being revealed in March by Takara Tomy. We don't know what the reveal is going to be, if it's going to be like a trailer for the anime or if it's just toys or products. So the guy04UWU26 said, I just can't wait for the 4th gen Beyblade. All Beyblade fans are waiting for this for years. Is that true? Have you guys been waiting for a new Sega since a long time ago? Are you guys sick of Burst now? Or is Burst just like archived into the nostalgia era now? I don't know. What do you guys think? Another person's AO6625 said the teaser made it seem like they might feature characters from each season. Kind of a stretch, but like Tyson versus Jenga versus Vault, which a lot of you guys are saying that could be the case of like a multiverse sort of environment. Adam A. Tiff 2030 said, I hope the previous 3 generations of Beyblade put together in some way. The teaser gives this a possible indication.
Man, that would be unreal if we had like a multiverse situation, but then you have I don't think it's going to be that case though, because Takara Tomy realizes that the people who remember Tyson and all that stuff are like our age. You know what I mean? Like they're adults. They're not going to be watching Beyblade 4th gen, right? And so is it going to be significant enough to introduce them?
They rather refresh like a brand new system with brand new generation of people, you know, and like even Pokemon, like Ash is gone from the anime.
Exactly.
Now.
And think about that too. Ash has been there for like 20 something years, you know what I mean? And they even axed him. And so there's no way they're going to bring back Tyson when 2 people remember who he is. Right? So let's be real.
That's the sad truth.
Yeah, the 2 people right here. So I wish, but I don't think it'll be headed in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be a total refresh for sure.
Alright, so that's pretty much it for this BBG Talks. I hope you guys join the conversation in the comments.
Let us know down in the comment section, you know, which character are you happy to see come back in this QuadStrike anime, okay? That is the big question for this BBG Talks. And we'll see you in the next one. As always, Geeks out!